G'day everyone, welcome to another monthly update of the Daylesford Spa Country Railway. We've got a few things to show you, so let's go have a look. Well, here you have it, the recently completed Bullarto station. Externally complete, internally, as you can see, we still need to have the paint organised, internal fixtures and fittings still need to be finished, but basically, the rooms themselves are all complete. I'm currently standing in the station master's office. Into the next room, where the camera is right now, is the booking and waiting. Behind that is the ladies' waiting room, and attached at the very end is the toilet block. Originally, there was access from the ladies' waiting room into the toilet block. To meet the code and current building standards, we couldn't have that just due to the configuration of the toilet block. So the difference is from the station that used to be here to what we have now. We now have an entrance into the toilet block off of the platform. Outside, however, it looks the part, it looks amazing. We recently had all the signs installed on the front, and it just brings the building to life. And we're just so happy to see this finally happen. It's been many years in the making, and we can't wait for people to come up here and check it out, because it really is something awesome.
Back onto our Workman Sleeper project, and the last month has seen some exciting progress being made. Here we are turning 381 to continue the long anticipated job of cladding. The cladding has been custom made to match the original timber pattern to have our finish as authentic as possible. Unlike the original construction, building paper has been applied to further protect the timber frame from water ingress. New insulation and air cell paper was installed under the roof as well. The curved barges found at either end of 381 were almost non-existent prior to the restoration works, but they have now been replaced using treated design pine. Although the time lapse makes the job look quick and easy, there was still a bit of finessing to working with the old carriage. We are thrilled to get to this point in the restoration, as our hard work is rewarded by the visual results. Other works started have been flashings around the window and air conditioning penetrations, and on the inside, the fix out around the windows has been completed.
Do you need me to lift?
Coming into Christmas, works will slow again, but come late January, we'll be back into the full swing of things with the fitment of blinds, electrical fit-off, hanging of doors, and spouting reinstated.
G'day everyone, it's Nick here from the Daylesford Spa Country Railway. I'm actually the rolling stock manager here, and today I'd just like to quickly take you through some work or some mechanical work we're doing on our diesel electric rail motor 63 RM here. So yesterday we actually removed the power plant, which is sitting behind me here, from 63 RM. This is quite an interesting setup. It actually has two Detroit diesel 671 engines sitting next to each other basically, and geared together into a reduction gearbox here, which then drives a main generator. So it is, as I said before, a diesel electric drive with traction motors in the actual bogie. Originally, when built, this rail motor was built in 1930. It had a single petrol engine in it, the Winton petrol engine, directly coupled to this very same main generator here. The generator itself has been slightly modified since then, but it is essentially the same generator from when it was built in 1930. The reason we're actually pulling it out is we have this gearbox is getting slightly worn essentially. It has been in this rail motor since we obtained it, over 30 years ago. 63 RM has been running here for 30 years, over 30 years. We have done some minor work to the gearbox before, we need to overhaul it. And what we've actually done is recondition another gearbox, which is sitting behind us here. And we can have a look at that in a minute. And what we are going to do is swap these engines over and the main generator into this reconditioned gearbox. We're on the other side of the power unit here, and as you can see, there is another engine. As I said before, there's actually two of these Detroit 71 series engines sitting next to each other. And in the foreground here is our reconditioned gearbox, or fully reconditioned gearbox, sitting on the new base. You can see the space here where the engines sit, and both engines drive into these housings here with these two input shafts. This gearbox, we actually we had some, if I can call it, leftover parts from years ago, and we've found some other parts, enough to make another complete gearbox. And we had this base here as well. The fuel pump, we've had to go and buy another fuel pump from the US itself, and the base did not have any of the electrical work on it, or all these cooling pipes you can see right down at the bottom here. So they're all new. In terms of the gearbox, one I suppose weakness of them and the way they're installed, or this installation is the wear on the splines internally in the gearbox itself. With this with the one we just pulled out of 63 here behind me, it had some heavy wear on the female splines on the input side, and we did have them, I suppose, reconditioned a while ago, but the repair probably wasn't a more permanent repair. What we have here now is fully reconditioned splines on the input side, and on the output side we've actually had a new output shaft and mating flange made for it as well. So that was a shaft made from scratch, fully machined up, and the flange and new splines cut into it. These input shafts here had, I think we sent them out, they had been out in the weather for quite some time, so they had a fair bit of corrosion on them. So on the sealing surfaces, we had them metal sprayed and then reground, and also on the spigot, the nose spigot here where the pilot bearing is, that normally sits on the flywheel, that was also metal sprayed and reground as well. There's other interesting pieces on here. Normally there's a governor sitting here, you can actually see it, well actually we removed it, sorry, from 63. Normally there's the governor here that controls both the engine load and also the generator excitation. We've had to fully recondition a lot of that, these linkages here, repair the pilot valve here that does control the load regulator, the generator excitation. There's a lot of other parts we've had to either make or recondition, but as I said, we've ended up with a fully reconditioned gearbox here to fit into 63. And we just need to swap these engines over now, and the generator itself, the main generator. Hopefully one day then, when we've got some more time, we can recondition the gearbox that's come back out of 63, and we do have another derm here, 62 RM, which had no power unit in it when we obtained it, and hopefully one day, as I said, this will end up, after it's been reconditioned, in the 62 RM. We do have some spare engines that will need reconditioning, and we do have another main generator as well that needs some repair, or unknown repair at this point, but we do have enough parts here now to have two complete derm power units, one for obviously for 63 RM and one hopefully in the longer term to go into 62 RM.
Well, there you have it, another month done and dusted at Daylesford Spa Country Railway. How good does Bullarto Station look? Now, this goes without saying, we've got to thank a few people and organisations that got us to here in this point right now. And it starts back with Mary Ann Thomas and her advocacy, our local member, then RDV for funding, Hepburn Shire Council for funding and in management of the construction project, and also some volunteers from the Daylesford Spa Country Railway with their combined efforts help make this thing possible. And as you can see, it's worked out beautifully. It looks fantastic. So next month
hopefully we're going to have some more information about the Tiger, as we haven't said anything about it for a while and it's well overdue. But for now, leave you to it and I'll see you on the next one.